This is your girl, Crystal Lauren, the Next Level Slayer, and this is my channel where I bring you strategies, opportunities, and ideas to take your business, your money, and your mindset to the next level. Well, if you're looking to go to the next level, this is an episode you don't want to miss. Stay tuned. And thanks for watching another episode of Next Level Slayer. I am your host, Crystal Lauren. And in this video, we're going to talk about two different things here. We're going to talk about your eternal seed and the power of two, and what the Next Level Prosperity Club is doing to help our gifting community thrive in your eternal seed. So if you are on the Your Eternal Seed platform, you are a leader, you have a group of people you've brought to your boards. You want to keep it moving. It has stalled. If you do not bring new people in, your boards are going to stall. If you do not recycle within each other, your boards will stall. So many people have wanted to know the question to where how many people you need to not need new people in order to continue to operate your community within gifting within each other. Well, that number depends on a lot of things. It depends on the commitment of all who is going to be involved within that community to make sure it continues to thrive. It's going to involve the amount of resources that each of you have available and are committed to using to continue to help your community thrive. Now, let me just tell you one thing that is necessary to make that happen. First of all, you need to have a community of like-minded people. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot, but let me just tell you what that truly, truly means. It means that the like-mindedness means your energy, all your energy has to be the same. Like-mindedness. If you look at the word mind, your mind is your thoughts. Your thoughts all have to be on the same energy level, the same vibration, meaning you don't have a fear of losing money. You don't have a fear of giving money. You all are in one accord energetically, because if someone has an energy within your community that is retracting money away from them, then, well, if the majority of your group has that, not just one, maybe the majority of your group has that energy about themselves. They have a negative energy about gifting groups because they've been in others that have failed, and they carry that same energy into a new community, then it won't be a success for them. Your group will not be successful. It's just like relationships. If you go into one relationship with a particular negative energy, and what we mean by negative energy, meaning a low vibrational emotion. If your emotions within a relationship is in a low vibration, meaning it's fear, worry, doubt, loneliness, unsurety, insecurity, whatever low vibration. If you're not feeling joy in your relationship, most of the time, if you're not feeling whatever it is that's in a high vibration, then and you end that relationship because you're constantly finding yourself in a low vibration energy space. When you go into a new relationship with that same energy, you're going to attract someone that brings that's going to match that energy. The same thing goes for you when you go into gifting communities. That is why it is very important when you have a group of people that you have in your gifting community, that you guys have a high vibrational energy. If if the majority of you are in high vibration, those that have low vibrations will fall off and disappear. Okay? You will overpower them to where they come up to where you are or they disappear because they won't be a vibrational match to you. I want people to start looking at the reasons why they're not attracting money to themselves. If you find yourself in a gifting community that stalls and disappears, meaning it quits, nothing else happens, it's done, then you get upset about it, you feel some type of way about it, then you go into another one, it's going to do the same thing in that community. But if you find yourself in a community where the majority of people have a high vibration energy about money, then they're going to pull you up to where they are, and you're going to fall in line with that energy, or you're going to leave the group. If you fall in line with that energy and you stay in that energy space as much as possible, then you'll be there when you'll see success in that community. You want to, if you are a leader in a community and you want to lead a community, you want to be a leader, then you must make sure you have that energy to set the example. That way you can attract another person for that energy and the next person that has that energy and the next person that has that energy. You have to keep that energy going so you all can continue to attract resources to yourself that will allow you to continue your community to flourish. If your community stalls at any point, but you work together to find new resources to bring back into your community, like many people do within the United States from other countries, they come to United States and they get their resources here and they send the money back to their country. Well, if your community is not doing well, like another country may not be doing well, family members go to another country, work together with other family members in the US, get their resources, put them together, and bring it back to their home country. That is what you would need to do within your gifting community. It may require you to go to another community that you see value in, that you can go in as a group and in the same energy space together to get resources to bring back to your community to continue to make it flourish. You don't need new people, you need new money. You need people, the same people with new money can work just as much as new people with new money. There will be a time when new people are not going to come in. But if you have so many people in your group committed to bringing back resources to your community, then it can work. There is things that you can do to get those resources. Go to another gifting community, which is something that the Next Level Prosperity Club is finding itself doing, so that we can formulate our community working together by bringing our resources together that we get from another community, where we don't need new people anymore. We have enough people to make that happen. It's now is just getting those resources so we can bring it back. There is one way that we're doing that I'm doing that, is through a platform called The Power of Two. The Power of Two is not a gifting platform. It is actually a crowdfunding platform on a smart contract. You utilize Tron cryptocurrency. All right. If your group of people that you have in your community is willing to come up with $10 to put into this crowdfunding platform, to create a campaign for you to bring resources into your gifting community, then this is a way that you can do it. It doesn't involve you depending on getting on to someone else's group, wondering how their boards are moving, how it works, when is your turn to get gifted, and all of that. This is an actual opportunity for you to be in control and not have to worry about cash apps getting shut down and things of that sort. If you're not familiar on how to handle cryptocurrency and get a wallet and all of that, then you definitely want to join under someone that can help you navigate through the process. And again, it's only $10 to do that. Okay. The amount of money that you can make in that is possible, especially if you have a group of people that's willing to come together with $10 to get things flowing, and then take those resources and put them back on your boards. This is one way that I'm doing that to help my community. We are also into a larger group gifting community to get our resources from that and put back on in our Yes community. So I have a video coming up after this to show you the compensation plan of Power of Two. And if you want to utilize this crowdfunding platform to help get your gifting community flourishing again, whether it's on the Your Eternal Seed platform or whatever other gifting platform you are on, then you want to connect with me so I can show you how you can make that happen. Okay, now watch the video to come. If you want to get started, there will be a link below for you to, well, you'll be linked to my website. Will you be able to complete a form? And then I can get you plugged in, set up with your Tron, set up with your Tron wallet, and get you going. We have a team to where we're pulling together for many different reasons. We have two campaigns we're doing with this Power of Two. I have a campaign for Yes, and I have a campaign for getting people into Tradera. It doesn't have to be a gifting community that you can set up a campaign for. You can set up a campaign for people to be able to get into any opportunity that you desire for them to be in. It's not about but you make sure when you join something like this, you join under someone that can help you navigate and help you through the process, and willing to show you how to go to the next level and make things happen for your campaign. So with that being said, let's get to the video.
We have an updated presentation, so please take notes if you can. This is something not to be missed by you or your team. Take it away, Michael.
Well, thank you for that warm introduction, Jennifer. So appreciate that. And folks, if you're within the sound of my words, get the information out for the Zoom of Zooms in my entire career right here. The information you're about to receive is that game-changing. Let's get right into it. Let's see why the world is moving closer to the Power of Two. Some chief reasons are you're going to see a program where finally everyone can now succeed. And you're also going to see an extraordinary community with a very rare shape to its heart. You know, this past year has been so challenging. If you've had some of your dreams eroded by some of these challenges, get excited, because with the power of two, the sky is truly the limit. Let's get right into it. If you'll take care of that top paragraph, I'll tackle the bottom one. Realize that time management, work ethic, coachability, background, these factors and others will ultimately determine your level of success. And there are no guarantees made on that level of success here with the power of two. Everyone's time is precious. You'll want to get this information out for this Zoom right now, because you're about to see a program that has had a prolific twist to it here in the last several hours. Get excited. Some amazing features of the power of two. It is 100% decentralized, transparent, and anonymous. It has a member-to-member platform that is truly peer-to-peer. Now, commissions are paid directly and instantly to your wallet. Payments are made in the form of Tron. 100%, they're done in that form. It is simple and rewarding. It is the first ever contract of its kind. Now, there's no owner, no CEO, and no admin. There are no withdrawal fees, and it's powered by a Tron smart contract. Now, let's get right into smart contracts on that note. Now, these are globally coded financial contracts that once placed on the blockchain, everyone, they're there forever. These cannot be changed once they're deployed. They're impossible to delete, manipulate, or hack. And they're the exact way to roll here in 2020 is with smart contracts. And that's how we do it here with the power of two. Now, let's get right into it. As I indicated, there was a very unique and prolific twist here to our program that really, really is exciting. Now, our powerful two plans are Prime and X Factor. Now, to start, everyone comes in for just $10 US worth of Tron. How awesome is that in these challenging economic times? With Prime, you get paid 10% on 10 slots deep. Each slot has 10 sublevels. Now, we're going to break Prime down to a whole other level here in short order. And doing that quick math, that brings you to 100 potential income centers. Now, many times, imagery really helps drive points home to increase that level of familiarity. Let's take a look at this elevator keypad and think of it as those 10 slots. Now, realize this. Each slot is infinitely wide. We're talking about every single slot. Now, don't forget, they each have 10 sublevels. Now, with Prime, we're paid an amazing 10%, 10 slots down, and you want to turn the attention and focus up here, because typically you see a drop in that 10% as you go through the levels in the industry, not here with the power of two, and that really accounts for a lot of its firepower. That 10% stays uniform throughout all of those levels, which is really outstanding. Now, here is the game changer right here. This is just in, fresh news with our X Factor. It just got very, very exciting. Now, when you come into X Factor and you share this with someone, we're going to call that person ID1, and you share it with someone else, that's ID2. And they see it the way you do, and they come in, their payments go right up to their upline right here. But check this out to this enhancement. It is so exciting. When ID1 begins to share it, and ID2 does as well, ID3, 4, and 5 go right to you. We're talking about the type of enhancement now that has reduced the number of people from 17 down to 7 to get to the same metrics as before. Get excited, everyone. This is a proven concept. Now, ID6 comes in and it does something awesome. It perpetuates your business endeavors. You're in a brand new matrix. Now, some important characteristics. Your first two can be direct or spillover. And this is a team build with spillover and under characteristics. We have a follow me system, your personal direction. Those who spill under you follow you forever. What do I mean? Right there. Look at this enhancement right out of the gate, ladies and gentlemen. This is a completely different animal right now. Let's continue to break it down. With X Factor, this is your personal team build 1x6 cycler. And that white arrow there with the black P in it denotes the different participation price points. Now those price points come in at slot 1, and as you can see, the $5 right here was split right down the middle when $10 was used to come in, and 5 went over here to our unilevel. Let's narrow our focus now right into X factor. Now, as I indicated, this white arrow with the P shows the participation price point for each slot. Now it doubles here at the second slot, and again at the third, fourth, all the way up to the 10th at $25.60. These are the price points for participating right here. This over here, we're going to break down at a very high level right now. Now, as you can see, when you want to have this understanding at another level, this is why you want to come to these Zooms, because by having happen what we just saw on that prior page, it generates $15 in Tron. Now, do you want to have that happen here at the second slot? Well, then you would simply upgrade right there, right where that green check mark is. Want to have that happen at the third level and generate $60 worth of Tron? You simply upgrade to that third slot level. Now, important dynamics are taking place as you're upgrading and putting yourself in a position to potentially acquire that kind of Tron right there. $480 worth of Tron you want to potentially get, you upgrade to level 6 and right down the line. Now, what's happening as well is your team is seeing this, and the motivation to gain and fear of loss is going to drive them to upgrade. This is a dynamic change here to X Factor, making it very powerful. And when you couple it with Prime, which we're going to break down in short order here, you now have an understanding at an elevated level about the sheer power of the power of 2. Now let's go over some of those characteristics again. It's a team build with spillover and under characteristics. We now have a follow me system, so your 2 directs and spillover follow you forever. Let's get into Prime. That white arrow with the black P in it, right above those blue numbers right there, show the price participation points right here in Prime. Same kind of format. They double as you go all the way to the top there in the 10th slot. Realize this is for both your active build and your teams build efforts. Now this little plus sign is very, very powerful. And we're going to break Prime down in just a few minutes to show you its power. That plus sign represents a sky is the limit type of dynamic, because I can share this with my friend Jennifer, and I can share it with my friend Barry, and they see it the same way, but one could bring in 5 people, one could bring in 500,000 people. It's that kind of exciting dynamic right there. Now, don't forget, we get paid 10%, 10 levels down. Each has 10 sub-levels, and they're all infinitely wide. Now, realize this. At this point in time, someone's typically processing this, and inevitably, they naturally become attracted to the opportunity. One of the cooler characteristics that you want to, and concepts you may want to deploy, is to get in where you fit in, because it has that latitude. You can come in wherever you're comfortable. If it's in the first slot, second, third, all 10 in X Factor and all 10 in Prime, the sky is the limit too on that flexibility. Now, if some of these concepts, you're starting to grab them, but you don't have all of them, consider learning while you earn, so you're not waiting on ceremony. Now, let's add up these income generating centers here with X Factor right above that white arrow. You have 10 there, plus you have 100 over here with Prime, creating an astounding 110 potential income generating centers that my friends and colleagues here in the community, including myself, we've never seen. But it's here with the power of 2. Let's break it down. The process, your initial contribution automatically puts you into slot 1. I'm circling the $10 US that is required to do that. Now, at the time of the slide's creation, that was the relationship. It was 518 Tron for that $10 US. And as you can see, the system automatically is programmed to split that $10 US into 5 to go over X Factor and 5 to go over here to Prime. Now, that latitude I was speaking to, you can upgrade to multiple slots in your back office with a one-time contribution. And it's important to underscore that anyone can upgrade instantly before anyone else and pass them up in X Factor and Prime. A couple of observations about that you want to lock in on. Number one, this is not a set it and forget it type program. You want to stay plugged in so you can respond to situations like this. And I'm going to provide you with a tactic to overcome that challenge. It's very simple to deploy. Now, the upgrading process, you can upgrade to the next slots immediately to earn more money in up to 10 slots in both X Factor and Prime. That's that latitude I was speaking to. Now, in Prime, once all of those you invite upgrade, they're placed on your front line in the unilevel network. Don't forget, it's infinitely wide. Now, you want to take your attention to a whole other level, because I'm going to give you that tactic right now. If an invitee upgrades before you, they're passed up to your sponsor. However, there is a simple way to begin benefiting again from your invitees by just upgrading to either their level in Prime or above them. If you're like me and you've been part of programs where it's punitive in nature and also permanent if that happens, we don't roll that way. That's not how we roll here with the Power of Two. It's easy to overcome and it's temporary. You simply upgrade to either their level or above them. Now, it's important to note that there's a procedure in place that is on a first come, first served basis for every slot. Let's get into the Prime here, and it's one of my favorite elements of the program, and I want to welcome you to the Power of Prime. Now, the amazing heart and power of the model truly shine right here, and get excited because it's one of the chief reasons why it's so powerful is for this reason right here. There are 10 slots and each has 10 levels. Now, quick math, that's 100 potential income generating centers. If you're like me, I like numbers, they never lie. Let's go ahead and go into slot 1, and we're going to start out here in level 1. And don't forget that $10 now got split right down the middle. 5 went over to X Factor and 5 came over here to Prime. Now, it's not outside the realm of reasonability for a program that just requires $10 worth of Tron to get started that you couldn't inspire 10 people to join you. Now, we simply take the number of people, multiply it times the participation price point, and multiply that times 10% to come up with the amount generated here in slot 1, level 1. Now, you're going to see this process out here. Now, we're going to deploy the law of diminishing return. If you're not familiar with that, we're going to keep using less people that are acquired at each level. Now, that's 90 people. They're throwing off $45 in Tron there in the second level. And in the third level, as you can see, they're not burdened with bringing in 9 each. They're coming in with 8 each. And we have a nice organization forming here, 5,040 people throwing off 2,520 in Tron. Now, note takers are money makers. If you want to take down this formula, I just circled it in red there, and you're free to go ahead and do the equation between levels 5 and 8. But in the interest of time, we're going to hop now to level 9, and you're going to see one of the more extraordinary examples of the power of Prime here. Because now, at level 9, you have 3.6 million people throwing off 1.8 million in this hypothetical scenario. Welcome to do the math. There it is right there, that formula. Numbers never lie. So we're going to apply the brakes here at level 10 right here in slot 1, and we're going to stop at 9 just to illustrate the power of Prime. And it's important to underscore we're only in the first slot. Remember, there are 10 of them. As you recall, we started out at level 1 and 2, and we worked our way right up to 5, I believe it was. I'm sorry, to 4. And 5 through 8, in the interest of time, we skipped over, and we did not go into 10. Now, get excited because you're going to see an extraordinary depiction of the power here. And that's $3.1 million was generated and changed. Now, some of you may be saying to yourself, you know, Michael, I think that's all smiles and rainbows, my friend. I don't think the cards are going to fall on the table so neat and orderly. And, you know, I agree with you. So let's do something kind of powerful to this. Let's cut it down not by 20 or 40%, but 50% to the better part of 1.6 million. And let's do that again, a third time and a fourth time, just to meet you there with the believability. And also remember, we were using less people as we grew. Now, I'm going to ask everyone to heighten your level of attention and to collectively ask yourselves, when have you seen a program in the marketplace that required just $10 worth of Tron to get started that had this kind of firepower? The better part of $200,000, and don't forget, we cut it down not one time, not 2 times, but 4 times by 50% each time. Now, it's important also to recognize that we're only here in slot 1. There are 9 other slots, each with 10 sublevels. Now, when you take a look at this, you don't also want to realize that, you know, and come to the conclusion that you're going to have to be getting more people. You're always going to be sharing this, but those in this first group will absolutely upgrade to the higher slots. Why? Wouldn't you? Of course you would. Why? Because of these forces right here, motivation to gain and fear of loss. Now, as you're stepping back from this, and even though we did all these prolific cuts at 50% each time, and we deployed the law of diminishing return, we never left slot one. We didn't even use all the levels. And believe me, I've seen the other slots. Those figures begin to really, really blow you away. And I'm going to do something pretty prolific here. I'm going to go ahead and change the entire theme and show you something that's absolutely extraordinary. We see the power here, but we're going to also see something very important. It's flexibility in the model. By doing something right here, we're not going to have it be the same whole kind of formula. We're going to use the number of people that are going to be bringing each other, be 5 people who are bringing in 5. Let's actually make that 3 bringing in 3 and meet you right where you are to help you feel more comfortable and also have you see the power of this. Now, we don't have to go as methodically as we just did. We can kind of scoot along here because you know the drill. There's the formula for the note takers right there. Feel free to go ahead and punch the numbers into the calculator. Now, we're going to scoot right now to level 9 here. We're only in slot 1 again, right? 3 bringing in 3, and look at the power of prime right here. Are you kidding me? 60,000 people throwing off 30,000 there in Tron. There's the formula. You're happy to, you know, you're welcome to use that right there. And let's break it down like we just did before. Now, by just using 3 getting 3 and adding these levels, it's astonishing every time I do this. I don't care how many times I do it, the better part of $45,000. And what did it run to get started? $10 US worth of Tron. I love to remind everyone you can barely get lunch for that in many parts of the world. Now, this could be amazing for someone just coming into the space or who's maybe had some challenges in the industry, but look at the power here for those who have been in the industry, and we cut this down prolifically. The better part of $200,000, but what really excites me is this middle area because it shows the real elasticity. It's not just for someone new or a seasoned marketer, it's for everyone in between. And don't forget, we never left slot 1. Absolutely, people will upgrade for those reasons we spoke to earlier, motivation to gain and fear of loss. Let's break down how to get started. In order to do the Tron transactions, you have to set up your Tron wallet. Now, we call that action step number 1. You want to download that Tron wallet at either the app or Play Store. It takes just a minute to do. It's free, and you can store a lot more than just Tron there. Now, in order to get connected to the X Factor and Prime, you must pay for the gas fee or transaction fee to attach your Tron wallet to your account. We refer to that as action step number 2. Get some Tron and put yourself in a position for success. I want to pause for a moment and underscore the need for immediate action on these 2 steps. Basically, because where we are with imminent dynamic things right here. And I'm going to save the thunder for Rich on those notes. Now, this minimal transaction fee to connect with the Power 2 platform is usually less than 25 cents. And it's a fee that is paid to the Tron wallet, and the Power of 2 does not make income from this at all. Now, you heard me chuckle in that because I've experienced Ethereum. Believe me when I tell you, when it comes to this with the gas fees, it is a far cry from just 25 cents. So get excited if you've had that experience as well. Now, there are 3 parts to action step number 3, and they require you to be absolutely plugged in at a higher level of immediacy than any other time. So you want to turn to the person who invited you to this presentation, let them know you're ready to become part of our awesome community, but also ask them for the connectivity details for getting into Telegram and to Facebook. And that 3rd part, I want to welcome you to our awesome family here with the Power of 2. Now, you want to lock in on this insignia right here that I'm circling, so you download the proper wallet onto your device, whether it's an app, whether it's an iPhone, or if it's a Droid. Here's some other important information as well for you to be aware of. Now, there are absolutely first movers advantages here, and I've seen people take advantage of these by simply texting, sharing, getting the word out about where we are, and hats off to everyone for doing that here. We have the better part of 700 people here joining us today. Now, I've seen people change their financial destinies in these times, and that's what we're looking at right here. So you want to make sure you're aware of that. Let's head into the home stretch and recap things, because we have some exciting news to share with everyone. It only requires just $10 worth of Tron to join and get started. Our model allows for both the big and little guy and everyone in between to truly succeed. There are no monthly or annual fees or any gotchas here. The culture is so refreshing. All the cards are on the table. We're a global opportunity, and we have a true member-to-member, peer-to-peer platform. We utilize a smart contract, and we're able to harness all the benefits of doing that by doing that here with our opportunity with that smart contract. It's a 100% instant payout program, not 40 or 50% no. This is a solid 100% instant payout program, and I want to underscore an important characteristic. It's not tied to any day of the week or time of the month either. Our cryptocurrency of choice, we utilize Tron for a whole host of reasons, chiefly because it's so economical to do so. Now, there are two very robust comp plans here under one roof. One of them just had a complete transplant, and it's very, very powerful. One is our 1x6 team cycler with X Factor, and the other with Prime pays 10%, 10 slots down, each with an amazing 10 sub-levels, and each infinitely wide to boot. Now, when you add the two together, that equates to 110 potential income generating centers, and you have 100 just in Prime alone. Now, there's a fantastic culture here, and many of us are realizing it by the actions taking place, and you're going to see significant and exciting promos coming. Now, we're about to roll out a unique and exciting line of products. Stay tuned and connected to see those. And we're a group that works hard, but we love to have fun as well. And I want to welcome you to the community, but I also want to spend a moment on something I call the spice of the opportunity. And it's an opportunity for a little bonus here for everyone to understand at a high level. And it's tied to what is known as ID1. Now, due to the nature of the opportunity and its place in the model, ID1 is poised to become incredibly lucrative. Now, typically, the people behind opportunities, they never, ever share anything out of that position. But get excited, everyone, and I really mean real excited. That's because 50% of ID1 is scheduled to come back into the community in the form of awesome promotions. Now, I want to speak to this just for a minute before we wrap up. Number one, you never, ever see this, ever, in the entire realm of free enterprise. And it's an awesome reflection of that shape of the heart here, and it starts from the top. So realize this and recognize what you have here. It truly separates us from every opportunity on the face of the earth. Now, if you invited someone here and they couldn't make it for some reason, here's a summation page. You want to leverage technology and take a picture of this, and I'm going to pop that heart right where it belongs, right there. And with that, I'm going to turn this right over to you, Jennifer, to bring on our esteemed friend and leader, Richmond.